Okay, so we're here to build a WordPress website using Elementor Pro and JetEngine. We're going to build an attorney website, which will include a few different things. And a couple of pages in it. The brief, I think, would be small law firm, maybe 3 or 4 attorneys. The pages we're going to have on it will be a home page, a team page showing different members of the team. Each member of the team, I think we'll have a separate page for each one as well. We'll have a contact page. We have a basic page template as well, where we can put all our other pages, like basically information pages, like, I don't know, an information page for DUI, criminal lawyers, assault lawyers, personal injury law, that sort of stuff. And yeah, at the moment, that's pretty much it. We might add other stuff to it as we go along. So let's get started. So that's pretty much it there. This is what I'm looking at. So move that out of the way. We're starting with a blank theme, and we are of course using the Elementor theme, the Hello theme, which is pretty much Elementor's base theme. Now there is another one even more base than this. It's called Skelementor. So let's get started. Blank canvas. We have nothing here. Absolutely nothing. We have this. So what do we need first? We need a header and a footer. Let's get them out of the way. So we go here, we need the theme builder, and we want a header, so let's add a new header. And we just call this the main header. And this will be shown throughout the entire website. I haven't prepared anything for this, so I'm just going to use we pick one, or just, no, let's just make our own, why not? Let's just create a very simple header. We're going to have a menu here, and the logo or name of the law firm here. So I want to make this actually full width. I don't really care for styling here at the moment. I'm really just trying to show you how to build this. How you style this will be up to you, but I will put in a small bit of styling as we go. So we're going to call this law firm. Yeah, as simple as that. Let's see now. I'm going to make this white, and I'll use my favorite font. Happens. Actually, I probably should have fixed these at the start. 400 size. Make it 30 for now. Yeah. Now, just so we can see that, I'm going to actually make this. What color would nice? A nice dark blue for law firms. Yeah. There we go. Now let's take this again. Make it all uppercase. There's something I kind of like to do sometimes is you can stick a bit of HTML in here, and you can kind of change it around a little bit, so you know it looks pretty cool. So now I haven't actually made a menu yet, but I'm going to put in a nav menu here. I want it over to the right, and horizontal. There is no menu, as you can tell. So what I'll do is I'll just publish that. And we're going to add the condition to the entire site, which should show up automatically anyway. If it doesn't, just click on this and hit entire site. And we'll save and close that. Now, just for now, we will go back, and I'm going to add a few pages here. Sample page, we can get rid of that. Now, we need a home page, which would be law firm homepage. I'm not going to put law firm. I'm going to put law firm. No content in this yet, so let's publish that. We need another page for, as we say, it was the team page. Meet our team. That's a pretty okay name for it. We publish that. And we need another page for contact. Contact us. Let's publish that. Now we're also going to publish our information pages. So we have criminal law. We're not going to call it criminal law because we're going to do a little bit of on-page SEO here while we're at it. We'll call it criminal lawyer. Our criminal attorney. Let's go with attorney. No, we have attorney in there already, so we're going to call it, yeah, no, we're going to call it criminal attorney, just to keep everything in check. Now we're going to give this some sample text as well. So we have some of this sample content here, taken from lipsum.com. So I published criminal attorney there. The next one we will do will be DOI attorney. I'm going to give that some sample content as well. I'll give it a little bit extra actually, just to throw another paragraph in there. Publish that. Now what you'll also notice is I've taken away the block editor here, because if this is a website you're handing over to a client, the block editor can be very confusing for them. They just want to add their content. That's all. And if you're using Elementor, it doesn't really make sense to mix the block editor in with that. So I have the classic editor plugin installed, so we are back to the classic editor, which is a lot more user friendly for the end user, basically. So we're going to stick with that. Update that. I think I did already, but let's do it again. So our next page is going to have assault lawyer. And we're going to give that some content as well. Let's throw in a couple of paragraphs here. We can do another. We do another paragraph. Why not? Publish that. And what else have we got? Yeah, I think that might do. What do we got here? We have assault lawyer, criminal attorney, DOI. Let's add one more for personal injury. That's a popular one. Personal injury lawyer. And let's give that some content as well. Gonna be an extra paragraph on this because it's such a big subject. And we'll publish that. So we have, I think, our basic page structure in here to start with. Actually, let me first go to the permalinks, because this is important. We want the post name. To keep it simple, post name. And we'll check all our pages here. So we have, yeah, DUI attorney, personal injury lawyer. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. So that's it. It's very basic. There's nothing there. It's just all extremely basic. So we need appearance, menus. Now that we have some content to add to our menus. So what can we do here? We have the home. I want to add a custom link here. We'll call this practice areas. We'll add that to the menu. We'll bring it up here. Have assault lawyer, criminal lawyer, DUI lawyer, and personal injury lawyer. I'm just gonna get rid of the lawyer part of these for easier easier reading. DUI, personal injury. And we've also got the contact us. You want to put that down here. Now, home is the home. Law firm. It's a law firm. We don't need both of these, so let's get rid of one. This is going to be our home page. So we want to call this home. We have meet our team and contact us. Let's create that menu. It's menu 1. Now let's go to the front end and see if that menu is here. Yes, it is, but we don't like the look of that. Actually, we hate it. Let's go back to our theme builder. Our main header, we're going to edit that with Elementor. Or Elementor, depending on where you're from and how you speak. Let's style it a bit, right? I hate underlines. I hate that pointer. I don't know why, I just do. Let's go to style. Right. Typography. Oh, my favorite buttons. Now you can actually set all these up. Size 16. No, 16 I said, not 6. 400. And let's give it a color. We want a white, because that's the theme. We're going with white and sort of a navy blue color. Yeah, that looks good. Let's get the drop down. I think the drop down should be the same color as the header. What do you think? So let's get that color. These are things you can also set up at the start. Like you can go in here and where is it? Here. You can go to site settings are, you know, and you can set all these up so you only have to use the presets. But I'm not doing that here. I'm doing all this instead. Right, drop down. You want the text color to be white. You want the background color to be our blue color. There, I think that looks a bit better. Now our hover, background color to be white, and our text color to be that blue color. Yeah, I think that works. I think it works. Anything else? We want to mess with the toggle button as well. So let's just update this first, so we can see it on the front end. There we go. That's a lot better now. We're starting to get somewhere already. So let's put this into mobile view. I don't like the way that's below that. So what I like to do is I bring this up to say 70%. I make this, yeah, we got it. I make this 30%. And now we have our toggle button up here. Looks fine the way it is. I'll leave it like that. Make sure everything still looks good up here. Here we go. Now sometimes this little down arrow can it cannot load until you do something with Font Awesome in the Elementor settings. So what you do is you go to Elementor and settings, and you hit advanced, and you say load Font Awesome for support, and just change that to yes, and then those little icons and stuff will load properly for you after that. So what have we got? We have a header. We have added some pages, but most of them are blank, just a heading. We don't even want these headings anyway. So what we're going to do here, we're going to use the same heading across all pages except for the home page, which we're going to have a different heading on. So let's go to, oh, footer. We haven't put a footer in. Let's add a footer. I'll probably just use one of the, here's the main footer. I'll use one of the pre-made templates here. It's just a lot quicker than actually bottom. Yeah, I don't. Right, I'm gonna make up my own here actually, because most of them styles don't really. Well, I mean they could work, but we're gonna use something different. I want 3 sections. Section 1 is going to have the NAP details, the name, address, and phone number. Section 2 and logo. Although we don't have a logo, we're using text. Section 2 will have a small kind of contact form, maybe, or a short menu. Section 3 will have something else. We'll figure it out. Let's just use 1 and 3 for now. So this will change as we move on. So what do we need to put here? Actually, this whole thing is going to be, remember our color from the top here, we're going to put it down the bottom here as well. So we're going to take the styles from this and use them on this. We don't need a big div like that. We're going to go in here, we're going to go white, I'm going to go Poppins. We're going to bring it up to number 30. Let's call it 400. And we're going to call it law. Get rid of the, I hate when that happens. Firm. And it's in lowercase. I actually like it in lowercase. I think it looks better. Great, we're going to use that. And I'm just putting in at the moment, I'm putting in placeholders here at the moment. These are not going to be what we're actually using, because we're going to take these dynamically from an options page that we're going to also make, where we put in the firm's NAP details. For those who don't know what NAP is, NAP means name, address, phone number. And we're going to put it in an options page in the WordPress admin. It's very simple to do. It's all done by JetEngine. And we're going to use custom fields where we change that in the one place on the back end. It will change it in the contact page, it will change it in the footer. If we have a phone number, maybe we can put it in the header. Actually, we can put a phone number in the header as well. I think I'm going to move things around up there. It'll change the phone number in the footer. It'll change it all over the site, so you're not having to go from different places to make those changes. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that first, actually, right? I'll just publish this, same as everything else. Add condition, entire site. We're going to save it there. And let's go back here. Let's go into JetEngine. Yeah, we don't have, oh, here we are, options page. Yeah, we're going to add a new options page. We're going to call this website settings. Yeah, that'll do fine. There's no parent page. We're using, now if you add a parent page, you can add any of these menu things to be as parent page, and we could put this into settings menu. Yeah, we could do that actually. And it has manage options. Yes. And we can give this some fields. So the first one I'm actually going to give it is a tab. And we're going to call this tab NAP. I was going to call this, because I may have some other things, options, option NAP. Layout, vertical, horizontal. It doesn't really matter. It's all preference. I like mine to go from top to bottom in case I have a lot of different tabs. So I'm going to go vertical, which means the tab will be on the left hand side. And right, let's add our new fields. That's our tab. In this tab, we're going to have business name. I just do this. This keeps everything I know. This is options. Everything will be option plus the label. That's usually how I do it. Business name. Perfect. We're going to have a new field for business. And under the settings menu, we will now see website settings. We'll click in here. We see under NAP section we have business name, and business street. Business name we're going to call law firm. Now we can also do this here. Strong. Make that a bit bold. And let's just leave it at that for now. We will come back to this. So we put in the law firm name here, and we're going to add more custom fields here and put in the rest of these. So we go back to JetEngine, options page, we click on the one we just created, and we go down here and add some more fields. So we have business street, which we know is the street address. We can put street 2 or whatever. We're just going to put city, state, and zip code. So we go business city. And zip code. We want the zip code. So business zip. Now we also want to have the, let me close up these here. Keep it neat. We also want the business phone number. And we can add the business email if we want to as well. Personally, I don't like putting email addresses directly on a website for the fact that it can be seen. It's open there for everyone to see it, and spammers love that. They crawl the web looking for open email addresses just like that. So we're not going to use that directly. But we have it stored in our database now, so we can actually use it as part of a form, as a sending email address for a form on a contact page, or wherever we have a form. We can now use this email address to actually send messages to. So that's good. We're going to update that page now. So that's been updated. So let's go back to our website settings. Business street 1, the main street. Poland.com. So it will come into my own email address for testing. So let's save that. Now, let's go back to our templates theme builder. Our header first, because now I'm going to use the custom field to show our header. So we're going to take law firm. We're going to hit dynamic tags. We're going to come down to JetEngine option. We're going to select business name. There we are, law firm. Perfect. So when we change that in the options page, in the website settings page, that will change in the header. Not bad. So let's close that. And we go back into our footer. This is where we have all the other stuff, name, address, phone number and stuff. So we have law firm here. So we're going to just we're going to take the dynamic tag, go down to JetEngine option. We're going to select business name. And there we go. Now, for the next view, we are going to also select dynamic tag, option. We're going to select business street. Very good. I want to style this because we don't need this to be in bold. We'll do fine. Okay, I'll update that. Now I'm going to duplicate this a few times. Actually, before I do, I don't need everything to be so far apart. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go change this to no, maybe 10. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do perfect. So now I can duplicate that again and duplicate that again. So now we're just going to change the option. We go street, city. On this one we have state. And on this one we have the zip code. So that's all looking pretty good so far. I'm not going to put the phone number directly under here. Let me just update that. And we'll go to this front end, reload. And I'm starting to look a little bit better. Now, I honestly think maybe I should pull these in, but I actually have another idea for that before I do that. So over here, I'm now just going to put a header. I'm going to say, no, I'm actually going to say free consultation. Yeah, I'm not going to put it anything. You only want to ever put a H2 or any heading tag within your content. That's the best place for it, because your heading tag H2 is like it's telling Google what to expect from the next bit of content, and Google expects more than just a phone number to be the next bit of content. So don't use header tags in the likes of the header and the footer. The only time you'd use it in the header is the H1 tag if you're adding the actual page title in there. So that's a little SEO tip for you. So we're gonna, I don't know, maybe this way. Style it anyway, is make it white. We're gonna do our usual 400. Make this 30, so it's the same size as this. It looks good. We're gonna go back over here and we're gonna turn the free to bold. And if I spelled that properly, it would work much better. We got free consultation. And below that, I'm gonna actually duplicate that. And we don't need the text that's in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the phone number. So we're gonna go to option and phone number. So there we go. That's the bottom part. So I mean, we can put something else in here, maybe a callback form of some sort. Let's update that, right? So for now, that's our header and our footer complete. Let's reload here. No, it's not complete yet. I have one more thing to do. And that is go back into the theme builder, go to the header, edit this with Elementor. Now, what I want to do here is I want to put the phone number in the header as well. So I'm going to add, what's going on here? Yeah, I don't like when that happens. Add a new column in here. Is not where that's going to go. We're just going to put that back over here. We don't need this to be this wide. No way. Actually, how wide is that now? That's say 15%. Close enough. We can bring this over here to 15% as well. Maybe it might be a little bit too short. We'll give it a shot anyway. We'll have the center menu over here then. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this and drag it across here. And I'm going to take the option of phone number. That's a little bit too wide. We want to make, well, for smaller screens, that is a bit too. So let's make this 20 and 20, just to even it off. There's no need for this to be 20, but I want this to be as center as possible too. Let's update that. Now, I want to try something else here actually. I want to make this box DN. See, we have a problem. I'll leave that full width. Update that and reload this. It looks okay there, but it's not going to look great on mobile. So yeah, it looks a bit shit really. This should be 70, this one 30, and then we can pop that at 100, and on mobile we can center that. Now, what else can we do with this? Well, we can link it, can't we? Let's link it. Hit a dynamic tag. I'm going to call this the options field. We want people to tap on this and be able to dial the phone number. So before that, we put in tel, just like that. Now this becomes a phone number field. So when someone taps on it, it will work as a phone. Let me just refresh this, and just click on that. It'll ask me, see, I have my phone linked to my computer, so it'll ask me want to make the call on my phone. But that gives you an idea of how that works, and it works pretty well. So the next part we need to do is we're going to set up the different custom post types that we need. I'll get my notes back here. So we need to make a post type for the attorney profiles. So I'm going to make a post type called attorneys, and yeah, I think that's going to be just attorneys, or maybe profiles. I'm going to call it profiles. So the URL will be domain name, profiles, attorney name. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Or I could call it team. I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go, but I think it's going to be just profile or attorney profile. No, we don't need attorney because, I mean, if that's going to be in your domain name. Look, I'm getting into SEO here, so this is more about building the site. I mean, if you like SEO, like I do like SEO, there's a lot you can do during the build to really develop the SEO of the site early on, without having to change different things. Because when you're doing custom posts, you really want to get them right at the start, because it can be quite a pain to change them, because later on, you have to go in and change different things in different areas. So if you were to create one now called profiles and then change it later to attorneys, you will have to change it in the JetEngine settings here in the post types. If you have any taxonomies created for them, you got to update the taxonomies. If you have any templates built, you got to go in and update them templates. And you know, there's a few different things you have to do as well, and the usual, you got to update your permalinks as well every time you change something. But so let's move on and set up our custom post type for the attorney profiles. Right, let's start by adding a new post type. So we're going to call this one profiles, and the slug we will leave profile. I think that's it. Advanced settings, we need anything from here? I don't think so, and we don't need to rewrite the slug. We want profile, that will do fine. Capability post, menu position, I'm going to put this right up the top. Icon, this we can change the icon, the user's icon. Supports title, editor. What else do we need? We can use thumbnail, that can be used for the profile photo. Excerpt, to be handy for a short bit of text that will show up in a list. We have a list of profiles on the home page. We can use the excerpt for short text, giving a short introduction to who the lawyer is. We can do that. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna add that post type, and as you will see, it has popped up here now. So, but we need to add some meta fields to it. So let's add our first meta field. The name is going to be the post title. The profile photo is going to be the featured image. So what else do we need? We need a list of practice areas that they practice in. So yeah, let's go practice areas. I'm going to put attorney. I can't even see that. Attorney practice areas, and this is profile. So I'm going to put profile there. We can make this a repeater field, or we can leave it as plain text. I think plain text will do here for now, but just to show you repeater fields and how they work, I suppose, we're going to go and we'll add this as a repeater. And a repeater field basically is just a field with more fields inside it. So what we're going to do here is basically add in a simple field. I'm just going to call it practice area. I'm going to go and put this as profile again, practice area. So I'm going to know that that is part of the repeater field. So there's lots of other stuff we can use inside a repeater field, but we don't need to do that. We're just going to add that one field that we can use as a repeater. So I'll show you how it works now in a minute. Okay, so we have practice areas. What else do we need? What else would we like to add in here? We can add social media links. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put in Facebook link, our profile. This I'm actually going to copy that. So we have Facebook link. Now I'm going to leave it as a field, as a normal text field, and not anything else. But just at the front end, we're going to show this as a URL. So a Facebook link, we're going to add, let's see, Instagram link. Add another one for LinkedIn link. And another one for YouTube. YouTube is a capital T, doesn't it? Right. I think that's going to do it. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Let me update this first. And I'll show you something else here. So we have our profiles here. There's nothing there to show. We have title, which will be their name, and we have the date here, which will be the date that it was at. So let's add an attorney. And we're going to call this guy is Joe Blogs. Joe is a he practices criminal and assault law. So let's give it a little thing about him there. I want that as the featured image. Let's drop that up there. And we'll give him a very important to use the alt text where you can. Okay, so this is Joe Soap, attorney at law. Oh, sorry, with Joe Blogs, isn't it? Joe Blogs, attorney at law. So we add his featured image there. Now, he practices in, this is the repeater field I was talking about earlier. You can just add like lists of stuff here in individual fields. So he's works in criminal law and assault law. Actually, I don't think I write law there. I think I just criminal and assault. Yeah, he's got Facebook and he's got LinkedIn. And that's it. That's all he has. Short bit of text about him. Let's take something from here. We only need we don't need a lot. And what do we need? There's a short excerpt there, just quick introduction that we can place in other places as well. Like I said, the home page. So that's basically very simple. Attorney page there. Let's publish that. And go back to profiles. Let's go add another. So we got Joe Blogs there. Let's go add in. And she has a YouTube channel. Okay. Let's publish that. Okay, so now we have two profiles in here now. We'll work with two for now, but we'll add more in a while. I want to get through this. So 2 profiles so far. So that's our profiles set up and some lawyers added to it. So next we need to do is start building out our site. So let's go to our pages. So we'll start with the home page, which we haven't set yet actually. So let's go set that first. Set our home page up. So we use a static page for our home page, and it's going to be law firm. That's the one we called it. Great. Now let's go to pages, all pages, and our front page. Now we can edit with default template. No, Elementor full width. Okay. Well, maybe we can change it. It doesn't matter. I think the standard actually is full width on this theme. Let's change that anyway, right? Just to change it, and might get rid of this too. We don't want that header there. So how do I get rid of that header? Here we go. Update that. So let's see. First thing we want to do is we're going to go with a video background hero style top here, right? So we're going to hit. We want this. We want this to be. Now I'm not going crazy on design here. This is just to show you how to do it, right? And how quick you can build a site using Elementor and JetEngine, Crockablock JetEngine. So I'm going to hide this. I'm going to say fit the screen, but you know we have our thing here, so it's going to go a little bit below it. I like to bring it just a little bit above so that people can see there is more. So we go see screen height to be 90%. That leaves a little bit of a gap here so people can actually see what's going on. Now our background is going to be a video, and I've just taken a sample video from YouTube, so I'm going to put that in here, and there we go. Now we don't want any of this sort of stuff in it. And we can play it on mobile as well. I mean, that's no problem here. But just in case it doesn't work on mobile, we can put a background video in. So let's see if I can find something, maybe a screenshot of, or an image of, I don't know, somewhere in North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina. Let's put Greenville cityscape. Sometimes you get something, sometimes you don't. We got nothing there, so I'm gonna put and see cityscape, see what anything was up there. Nothing now. Let's just pick any cityscape. Anything at all, I don't mind. I like to use darker ones because then you can really use the contrast of the color of text and stuff. So let's don't want too dark though, because we don't want it to look too bad. But if we have something with blue in it, even better. Like here we go, right? Let's just see this. See that? Nice blues. I don't know where this is. This could be somewhere in Europe by the look of it. But we're going to take it anyway. And now, how big do you make this image? How big do you want it? How fast do you want your site to load later? It's got a couple of questions you got to ask. Now, I always find this size 1280 are similar to that. It works. It works. So let's add that as our background fallback. Okay, now remove that, and now that's our background fallback. Pretty cool. Now I want to put a slight overlay on this because I don't want it to be. I'm just going to put. Doesn't need to be. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is going to be another place where we're using our custom fields from our options page. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to center this in here maybe. And we're going to take our option. We're going to pick business name. And we're going to call it a law firm. Now we're going to change that to white. Now we may change the size on this because it is, and of course I'm going to use my favorite font. Now how big should we make this? How big does it need to be? We made it size 50. Actually, here's a little tip for you. When sizing fonts, size them with an odd number. It actually works out better because the screens then don't need to try and fill in that little gap of a pixel. And it actually gives a much sharper look when you use an odd number font. I'm going to call this a law firm. And below it, we will have some other text. Now remember, this text here actually you want to be H1. This is the home page of the site with the name of the law firm on it. This text here can be anything. I just put it as P or div or whatever you want. I'm going to make that also white. I'm going to call it Poppins again. I think this is a brilliant font. I don't know who came up with it, but I like it. I'm going to call it size 16 because it's an easy to read size. We'll just add a bit of sample text in there. This is really just a this is just a tagline really for the law firm. Yeah, we start with that. That doesn't look so bad. It could be worse. So we'll update that. Let's go here to our home page and see what we got. So until the video loads, so this is what we got so far. I mean, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. We still need to do the rest of this page. So let's go and get another section here, and we're going to add in. We'll add an image and some content. So we'll pull this across here like this. I want to put some spacing here, so I like to put a 50 pixel padding on pretty much everything, top and bottom of everything else. Update that. Now, next question is we want to bring these out. Well, I'm going to leave them tucked in like this. And here we're just going to add, it's going to be a text area. And we're just going to add some sample text again. We've got this one here. Should do perfect. This text is really just sort of SEO stuff. Let's find a photo, any photo. Let's go back to the home page, see what shows up. And just, I mean, these don't have to be anything in particular. It's a nice photo. I mean, it does the job. Again, I'm not going crazy on the size of the photo. And I will add that in here. Now, of course, there are different things you can do to style the photos, whatever way you want. I mean, you could put a photo of an attorney here. Don't forget to fill in your alt text there. Now I want to go in here and just change the style just a small bit. Text color is fine. That's okay. I want to change the poppins. That just looks good too. 400, whatever is normal. Normal is 400. 300 could be nice, but 400 is more readable. Remember, people need to be able to read these as well. Prefer a line height of 1.6. Slightly, yeah. I think that'll do. That looks fine. That looks perfectly fine. Now, what I don't like here is actually this is too close to the image for my liking. So I'm gonna put on the right. I'm gonna add a 25 padding. It's half of my 50. So I want to keep that consistent. I want to keep it in those layers 25, 50. We'll update that, have a quick look on the front, reload. Okay, we're not looking too bad. We're not, it could be worse, as they say, could be worse. So what do we want to do next? Do you know what I want to do? I want to get rid of the gap. I want to say no gap on this. Right? Now, that brings everything level again. And we still got our space here. 25. I might actually make that 50. No, 50 is too much. Leave it at 25. Now, we have our photo. It looks okay, but it can look better. So what we do is we take our border. We don't want a border. We want a box shadow, right? But we don't want it to be like that. So I want to bring the spread to say 5. I want to get rid of the blur completely. Oh, where'd it go? I want to bring this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got this little shadow thing going on, but we can actually take that down, and there. Yeah, just a nice little thing. But we're gonna make it sort of just a little bit of a dark blue, just to match up with the rest of the site. There. Update that. Of course, we're gonna have to make all of this mobile friendly as well, you know. Right, let's take our next step. We need to put in something here. So I'm going to put in, you can build out any sections you want here. You can put in all sorts of stuff, you know. And you can just stick a heading in here. I don't know, let's say. I never write this in a website, but it's just to give you an idea, right? Welcome to our website. I don't know anyone who actually writes that anymore. I don't think anyone actually does write that anymore. Yeah, but remember you want your text and stuff to fit in here, right? Okay, we're just gonna go in here, style. That's a H2, by the way, so whatever comes underneath that would need to be would need to work with that, you know. So we go, welcome to our website, and some text. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. There's nothing in there that's major out of place or anything. You know, reload that, and we have that. Welcome to our website. You know, just very simple, straightforward stuff. I mean, it's really what's really here is design stuff. You need to design things to make them work. So we want to put we're going to put a thing in here, and we're going to say our team, right? Fine. Now, what did I say earlier? 50. I'm not going 50 on this one because this is going to be part of the next section. So like I did here, 25, I'm going to actually just make this padding 25. So that's our team. Now we just style that as usual. We're going to, nope, not that. I want to style this. I could make this dark blue. I don't really care what the color is on this, to be honest. It's just to do something. Now we want to list our team here. So what we have to do is go back to here. I'm going to add in 2 more profiles. Let me see if where's it? Profile photo. What do we get? Jesus. A whole bunch of dogs and cats and horses and type in attorney and see what comes up. Right, okay. Okay, it's a bit better. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right, let's go with this guy here. Download his photo. This will be our guy. Oh shit, what have we done? So I'm in another window here about kind of with notes and stuff, and I shut one down by accident, so I'm just getting it back here. Right, let's go with John Doe. I needed a note for that, huh? So we're gonna add a new one. We're gonna call him Mr. John Doe. Oh, that's not it. That could be this. Featured image. Control Mr. John. Don't forget, you guys, to put in your alt text and stuff. I mean, really SEO this up properly. John Doe is going to be in the software. That's all he's going to do. He has a Facebook. Like any sensible attorney, he also has a LinkedIn profile. And we just need a little bit of text for down here. So let's just grab something from up here. Yeah, that will do. Now, I haven't actually thought about what this is going to look like at the end. I'm just jumped into this and said, hey, let's just build a website real quick. I never gave him a name, did I? No. John Doe. Going with no name. Right, let's publish that. Maybe that's sample text. I'm going to use that on the next one too. On our girl, Jane Doe. Jane. Oh, Doe. She's gonna see what I am. I would just remove some of that to make it look a little bit different. That there. And she is, what are we gonna give her? DUI. DUI, assault, and personal injury. Perfecto. We need to give her a photo. Yeah. Let's find one here real quick. Let's go back to attorney. Any female attorneys there? Yeah, that'll do. This will do just fine. And you would use your own photographs for this. I mean, go down to a photographer, stand in front of a green screen or whatever, and have your photograph taken, done professionally. It will make your website and your profile stand out a lot more, and use it on your LinkedIn and whatever else you want to use it on. I'm not talking about just attorneys now, but I mean anyone really. Anyone, you know. So I give her a Facebook as well. LinkedIn, because attorneys would be crazy not to have a LinkedIn account, especially if there's someone hiring. And we'll publish that. Right, so now we have 4 attorneys in the profiles. And you can just keep adding to this as much as you want. Now, our next job is we need to create a listing to put on our homepage in the first place. So go in here, JetEngine, listings. I'm going to add a new one. Now, our listing source, posts, post type, profiles. And we've got to give it a name. So we're going to call this one homepage attorney. Oh, I'm going to spell first. Now, always name your lists, or name anything really, in a way that you will recognize it straight away. Because when you start building on this and adding more and more stuff, you can have some very similar name stuff and not realize or know what it is. You'll be going in and out of stuff trying to figure out what's what. This way I know it's a homepage attorney profile list. You can't go wrong. That's what it's for. That's what it's going to do. Now, you can use block editor or you can use Elementor. We're using Elementor. So let's create this listing item. We're going to build our little list of attorneys. So we're going to start with one wide. We're not going to make this anything major. What we do want to do though is go into our listing settings here and fix our preview width, because say we're going to be, I'll leave it at 400. Just to give us a quick idea of what it might look like when it's actually in a list on the home page. It's great, right? So first thing we need to do is we need to put, actually here's where a lot of people fail on this. I say fail, but it's just they get it wrong a little bit. You're putting in different images. They're going to be different heights and sizes, right? So they're not going to all look the same on the front page. A way to get around that is to create a background image. Make it as a background image. You can fill the whole section or just fill a part of it. We have a section here. So what we can do here really is we could put in some spacers like this. Put a spacer on top. Let's duplicate that. Spacer on the bottom. Let's throw the attorney's name in the middle. Actually, no, we're not going to use that one. We need to go down and use, isn't Elementor listing? Yeah. Dynamic field. Jane Doe. That's the title. It knows what we're looking for. It's already selected. If you want to do something else, you can use a different meta field. Or you take something from the options page. We're going to use the title. Now we're going to style that a bit. We want to center it. We also want to make it bigger. Make the size 20. Before I do any more there, we're going to go back in here. We are going to go and take a background image, but we're not going to pick it like this. We are going to click on dynamic tag. We're going to go featured image. Now, how big we want it? We want it to cover. See, it covers the whole section. Center usually works the best. But if you want to stop the heads getting cut off, top center is probably a better way to go when it comes to profile pics or headshots and stuff, because it stops the head getting cut off at the top, which doesn't look great. Now, we need to make this a certain height, because we can't have it looking like this. It's too cut off. Click on this. We're going to call this height. And a minimum height. 400 might be a bit too much. I'll call it 300 just for that. No gap. Oh look, I put the image in the wrong place, didn't I? I should have put it in the whole section. So delete that, get rid of that. So I want the profile image to be here. So we go there, we go featured image. We're gonna go cover and center top. Hey, that looks pretty okay to me. That means we don't need our spacers anymore. Now I want the name to be at the bottom. So we take this, we go layout, and we put the column position at the bottom. I also want this to show on hover a little bit. No, let's not bother with that. Let's take the column, let's give it a background color. We're going to make it black. It's a little bit transparent. We're going to take the name, we're going to make that white. And that's that. Now we're going to add another column underneath here. And we're going to put in practice areas. Make that center. Doesn't need to be H2. We're going to make it black. And we're going to make it normal. No, we'll make this one bold because we can. We're going to call it Poppins. I forgot to change the Jane Doe one to Poppins actually. And then below this, we are actually going to put in a dynamic repeater. This is where we pick our tourney practice areas. Now this needs to be the name of the repeater field. So what I need to do is go back in here actually and pick up that. Which I believe is just business practice area. If I remember correctly. No, maybe I got that wrong. So we're going to go here into our post types. We're going to find out what that is. Click on the post type we're looking for, which is this one. Tourney practice areas. Oh, profile. Profile, not what it should have been. Let's have a look here. So profile practice areas. And we go in here to profile practice area. That's what it is. You get used to this somewhat quickly. Now, how are you going to put a gap between these? No problem. You can put something before them as well. Even you can actually put this, but I mean, if that gets too much, it's just not going to look right when it starts going onto a second line. So I'm just going to center that. Now the items, I want to put a padding between them, so I'm going to go. Oh, I see what's happened there. Look, the comma starts actually on the one after it. Right, so we're going to put a in here instead. So you put a 5 pixels margin there. Grand. Your practice areas and that. So we're actually going to put a little background color on this just to give it something, nothing major, a little light gray. And that's that. Now I want to link these to their profile. So there is make listing item clickable, permalink. That will link to click on anywhere in this and it will link directly to their profile page. Perfect. Let's publish this. Now, let's go back to our home page. There's our pages. Home page when edited with Elementor. This is kind of where the magic happens with JetEngine, where things really start to show up, you know, they show nicely. So I want to add something in here. Now we got listing grid. We created our listing just a minute ago. Now we're going to actually add it to the page. So our listing is going to be, what do we call it? Homepage attorney listing profile. Now we see this. We got 4 attorneys listed here. That's all looking pretty good. We don't want them like this though, because it looks a bit strange. We could list it as 2. That looks okay. So we have a team section, but you can also list this as, you can say you want 1 column. That's fine. You want to show 4 because that's all we have is 4. And we can create a slider. We can enable this into a slider. Yeah. So a slider, we want to show 3 in the slider at a time. Someone clicks on, the next one comes along, and it loops, it keeps going back. See, that doesn't look so bad there now, does it? We can use that. I mean, that's almost fine the way it is. You know, I don't think I'll actually do any more to this, so I'm going to update that. What we'll do is we're going to go back to the home page here, and we will scroll down, and what we're going to see is this. Now we can click on these to bring us to John Doe's page, but we haven't styled that yet. But yeah, we're starting to look much better now. So this video is getting on a small bit now. It's over an hour long. So I've broken this up into 2 different sections. So there's a part 2 to be uploaded now as well. And hope I'll have that up in the next day or so, and you can watch the second part of this video. I'll leave a link in the description.